her, and I look at both of them and I'm like, okay, what's going on? So she says, she automatically goes to apologizing. I'm sorry, it was a slow night. It was a slow night and she doesn't understand. And I said, well, why, what don't I understand? Like, what don't I understand? Like, I'm thinking in my head, what don't I understand? But, I stayed quiet and he's like, but this is not acceptable. The way that he talks, because he's very, very proper, very, do you know this is not acceptable, whatever. She says, okay, but I didn't want to leave her alone, and she's not fully there, she doesn't fully understand. And I'm like, okay, what don't I fully understand? Like, I understand it's a fucking slow night. We didn't make no money. So then he takes her off to the side. They start arguing or whatever, or talking, but I could hear everything. And she kept saying, oh, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Oh, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. And I was like, okay, something's going on. Like, something's going on, but I'm not going to say anything because I didn't hear nobody getting hit, nobody, nothing. Okay, so the next day, we go to work and I'm like, what happened? What happened yesterday? And she says, no, it's that he doesn't like slow nights. He wants us to look for other means to, make the most, because remember, he is providing for us. And in my head I'm thinking, he's not providing for us, sweetie. We are giving him our money, you know? So and I tell her, I'm sorry, honey, but he's not. I understand that what everybody's saying here, that we have protection, but he's not providing for you. You're giving him your money. So essentially, he's giving you whatever you need for you to get whatever it is that you need. So she looks at me like I'm stupid. Let me just be real, because she did look at me like I'm a fucking idiot. And I was like, okay, and she just, oh, just things don't work like that. And she's just so sweet, and she's telling me things don't work like that, that's not how it works. He is the one that he is providing for us. He is giving us everything. He's giving us protection. He's giving us this. He's giving us that. And she's explaining to me everything that supposedly he's giving us. And, thinking to myself, no, he's giving it to you with your money, you know but there was no arguing with her, because she was just adamant that this is what he's doing for us. Okay, so then everything was good for like 2 more weeks. Everything was fine. Everybody was giving their money. But I didn't have relationships with everybody in the house. I just knew her, and everybody would talk amongst each other, but nobody had like a close relationship like that. So everybody will hand their money. Everybody was fine. Nobody will give attitudes. Everybody was good. As long as he had his money, he was happy. And that was that. Okay. So then the next incident was, we all got to the house, and everybody's giving the money. Everybody's doing what they have to do, because there were working girls, the ones that worked in sleeping with people, and the ones that worked in dancing. So a girl is taking the money out of her wallet, giving it to him, and she put her purse on the floor. Everything was put on the floor. And then I see another girl that went to talk to him. I don't know if them two girls had an argument with each other. I don't know what happened, that they weren't like talking like as they would usually talk. So I'm just sitting there. My friend is sitting there. Everybody's, in the beginning, everybody's calm and everything. And then he starts talking with his little, guidance, because he's always having these stupid ass fucking meetings of guidance, and how we're supposed to work as a team. And remember, we're doing this as a team, and blah, 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 as a team. And bitch, we ain't doing nothing as a team. We're over here breaking our backs and you're sitting home airing your balls. We're not doing nothing as a team. Like, I don't understand, but whatever. The other girl says, well, tell him what happened to the other girl. And the other girl's like, girl, what are you talking about? She's like, tell him what happened. She said, just please, just let it go. Tell him what happened. I was lost. I said, okay, so what happened and why, like, what's going on? So the girl says, let it go. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later, TK. I'll talk to you later, TK. Okay, so he's like, okay, don't worry, because he doesn't like to get loud. Like, he always stays like really soft spoken. And he says, I don't want to get mad. Just everybody be, let's be honest with each other. Let's work with each other. Remember, we're supposed to be working as a team. If anybody has anything to tell me, just please tell me. Okay, so everybody goes, rest. And when they wake up, the girl says, I need to talk to you. And he says, what happened? She says, I forgot that I had money in my wallet. And not that she forgot, she placed it in another pocket of the wallet and she had to like hand it to him. And this man didn't even speak. Like, as she was handing him the money, he took his hand and he slapped the dog shit out of that woman. I immediately got up and my friend put her hand in front of my chest and she said, please don't move, please don't move. I said really loud, like, what the fuck are you doing? And he looked at me and he starts walking towards me. And I said, yo, what the fuck are you doing? She's telling you she forgot that she had the money in her fucking purse. She's giving it to you. He said, who the fuck are you talking to? Who the fuck are you talking to like that? I said, I'm talking to you. What the fuck are you doing? You just put your hands on this woman because she forgot to hand you money? She came up and told you she forgot. What the fuck are you doing? So he grabbed me by the front of my shirt and he pins me against the wall. And I said, let me go. Just please let me go. Like, I want to understand what the fuck is going on. Like, why is people getting hit over forgetting about giving you money? And he has this part of his arm on my chest and I'm against the wall. My friend is telling him, please, TK, just, she doesn't know, she doesn't understand. And I, like, finally I got tired and I said, I want to know what the fuck I don't understand. I want to know what the fuck I don't understand. People are getting their hands put on them over fucking forgetting to give him money. I want to know what the fuck I don't understand. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Everybody here is so secretive. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why are people getting hit? This is stupid. So she's looking at me and she's like, with her eyes and just please telling me, please lower your voice. Please lower your voice. Please lower your voice. And I said, I calmed down. I said, somebody's going to have to fucking tell me something because I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Y'all kept saying, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, this is fucking stupid. What the fuck is going on? All of you are acting like this is a big ass fucking secret. We all know what the fuck we're here doing. He's getting more and more mad because I guess I wouldn't, like, be quiet. And the girl's telling me, please be quiet. Please just let it go. Don't get involved. They know what they're doing. They understand each other. I said, they understand each other. He just hit the fuck out of that girl. That's not an understanding. That's hitting somebody. Talking is understanding. Communicating is understanding. But you hitting somebody over them forgetting to give you money is not an understanding, honey. Like, I don't understand. You're right. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. And somebody has to tell me something. So she's like, grab your stuff. Let's just go. Grab your stuff. Let's just go. Okay, so I grab my stuff. We go. we're heading to the club, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I want to understand what's going on. She said, girl, you're not supposed to talk to him like that. You're not supposed to talk to him like that. He's the person that is taking care of us. He's the person that is protecting us. You're not supposed to, mouth up, like, be loud at him like that. I said, so you mean to tell me you've seen this before and you've just stood there and said nothing? It's happened to all of us. I said, huh? I said, wait, what? It's happened to whom? She said, it happens. This happens. It's happened to all of us. I said, what happened to all of us? Because now I want to know what's going on. What happened to all of us? Because it hasn't happened to me. What happened to all of us? She said, when he gets upset, and it's every guy, it's not just TK, it's every guy. When they get upset, they're just a little, they get mad, they just get aggressive. I said, oh, okay, now I get it. So you guys are supposed to get hit and slapped and pushed around, and everybody has to stay quiet. Everybody has to be respectful. Now I understand what you're trying to tell me. Because you kept saying she doesn't understand, she doesn't understand. No, tell me so that I understand. So I started saying in my head, okay, I need to find a way to get the fuck out, because that's not going to be me. That will never be me. I'm not going to be getting hit by this man. I'm not going to be, trying to convince this man not to put his hands on me. Like, I was already feeling bad that he pinned me against the wall like that. Okay, so then we get home that night. The argument about this girl forgetting the money is still happening. He's still trying to educate people and guide people and bring us together and remind us that we are doing this as a team, we are doing this as a family, and blah, 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 blah. And at this point, I'm looking at this motherfucker like, no, no. But somehow, then he comes to me and he says, we need to talk. I want to speak to you. I want to explain to you what happened. Okay, so then he comes to me and we're talking, and he explains to me that the other girl, the one that was mad at her from the night before, that kept telling her, tell him what's going on. Tell him what's going on. And she kept saying, no, just leave it alone. No, just leave it alone. He's telling me, oh, you don't understand. It was that other girl came to me and told me that she did something she wasn't supposed to do, that she disrespected me with another guy. So you're not supposed to talk to other people, other pimps, or you're not supposed to have conversations with other people. You're only supposed to, and that I understand, because that was explained to me from the very beginning. If you're with me, you're with me. You're not supposed to have a conversation with nobody else about nothing else. If this person comes to you, you say, nope, I'm already with this person and I don't want to hear it. So I guess that other girl had told him that she had a conversation with this guy, and this guy had gave her money to go with him. And that's why she kept telling him, tell him what's going on, explain to him what's going on. And she kept saying, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. Okay, so then I come down and I'm like, not excusing his actions, but I'm like, okay, so she didn't get hit. Well, I guess I did excuse his fucking actions, because I calmed down and I was like, okay, then, it's more to it than her forgetting to give you the money. So in my head, I calmed down. I was like, okay, I understand, you guys have your, the way you do things. I just didn't understand why was she getting hit for forgetting to hand you money. I didn't understand. He's like, no, that's not how it works. It's not. There he goes with his soft voice. No, that's not how it works. I'm a very understanding individual. But if if I'm asking you something and you're not being real with me, Jesus, I could almost imitate him. if I'm asking you something and you're not being real or sincere with me, then I'm gonna feel like you're trying to, you're trying to do something behind my back, like you're trying to wrong me. Like, we most definitely have to come together as a family and always be together and build together and whatever. I calmed down, but I told him I'm still very shaken up and I'm still very upset, TK, because it was wrong. It was wrong. Like, I just felt that wrong because she was trying to explain to you. And then he kept trying to explain to me, you know, you're not supposed to talk to these guys. Everybody here is on competition. These people know they're supposed to respect me. These guys know they're supposed to have respect for one another. This is how the business works. This is how business works. Blah, 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 blah. So then he tells my friend to sleep again outside of of where I sleep. And he came and he's, kept talking to me, kept trying to have a conversation with me. And that's one thing I wanted, you know, tell people. That's how they keep you in. That's how they keep you in. They will come and they will talk to you and they will talk your ear off until you are completely convinced that somehow what happened is okay. Okay? So that's one thing I want to make clear to people. These people know the game. They know the game and they will convince you somehow that what happened was okay and it was the person's fault and it wasn't their fault. And he spoke to me so much that I ended up looking at him as, you are absolutely right. She was wrong. She did wrong you. We ended up being together again for the second time because he's, oh, I didn't mean to scare you like that. And, this is, I don't ever like to get out of my character like that because that's another one of his big words. I don't ever like to come out of my character like that. That's not usually how I am. That's not me. I don't like people to take me out of my character like that. Blah, 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 blah. So then, I was completely convinced that this is not TK. This is not how he acts. This is, this was just a big mistake that happened and whatever, right? And it got so bad to the point where I was even looking at the girl like she was wrong for what she did. Well, you were wrong. Like, that's it. You're wrong. You're wrong. You know? So then I'm completely convinced like this is just, something that happened. It's not going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless somebody disrespects him like that, it's not going to happen again. You know? So then we went to work, whatever, whatever. I'm working. Everything is fine. We're giving him our money. Everything is fine. So then we were supposed to go out to eat. And he's very much so what he says. It's what TKO says at all times, and don't argue. You cannot argue. You cannot. And an opinion to him is an argument. If you give an opinion to him, you are going against what he is trying to say. I'm right at all times. You're wrong. That's it. This is where I want to go. Every, women will be women. We start, all the girls started talking amongst each other, and that's not where I want to go. And I'm so bored and I'm so tired. And, because when you get to be locked up in the same place at all times, you want to do something other than work. Every woman is like that, So everybody agreed on going to eat, but they wanted to do something after. He didn't want to do something after. He wanted to come back and, get us prepared for the night and give us the same old fucking speech of we're working as a fucking team. Okay. So then one of the girls said, I really need to go to the store. I need to go to the store. I need my things. I just can't keep going with the same all the time. And he says, we could talk about it when we get to the house. We'll talk about it when we get home, and I'll make those accommodations for you. I can't repeat all his big words, but he always talks with big words, and I'll make arrangements for you, and we'll talk about it when we get to the house. Don't worry, when you're with me, you're taken care of. You're good. Da da. So then we all go to it. When we get to the house, the girl is like, okay, so are we gonna talk about it? Because I really need to get what I need. So then he says, I told you we're gonna talk about it. Like, just give me a second. I told you we're gonna talk about it. When TK is preoccupied doing something else, do not try to have a conversation with him. Do not try to have a conversation with him, because he will get more and more upset when time goes on. He will, the more you egg him on, the more he will be more upset, because he always has 20,000 things in his mind of how the next move, the next move, the next move. That's just how he is. Okay? So the girl gave him a little break. Then she comes back, and it wasn't even a little break. It was break enough. Like he said, just give me a second and I'll be back. We'll talk about it. So she gave him the break, and I felt like it was a long enough break, like for her to come and ask him, hey, I need to go get my stuff. Like, when are we gonna go get my stuff? So when she goes and tries to talk to him and says, hey, you told me to come because it's already almost to get night, so we were gonna have to go to, work again. So she's like, hey, before, it's so look at the time. So let's like I just have to go do what I gotta do. So he turns around, he says, yo, what the fuck did I tell you? I told you, leave me alone right now. I'm doing something. I'm gonna talk to you about it. I'm gonna make arrangements. Just leave me the fuck alone right now. So she turns around, and I said to her, but you did give him a break. You did wait. These girls, they're so loyal, and I don't know how to word it, but they're very, very loyal. If you say any little thing, they will run, because it's a fighting thing. I want to be the best. I want TKO to love me more. I want him to like me more. Okay, so if you say one thing and they know they could use it against you, they will run with that and go to him and tell him anything. So when I told the girl, I agreed with her, and I said, I feel like you gave him a break, and it's almost time for us to go to work. Like, I feel like you gave him a break. I don't understand what's going on. That another girl, very slick, never in my mind did I ever think that this girl was going to go to him and tell him anything, went to him and told him what I said and more. So he comes barging in the room, and he's like, do we have to talk? Do we have to have a fucking conversation? Because when I say something, that's what fucking goes. That's what fucking goes. When I say something, that's what goes. I told you, I don't like to get out of character. But if you get me out of my character, you're going to get this person and that. And I get up and I say, wait a fucking minute. What happened? What's going on? I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And he's like, why you got to be in here telling my girls this, that, and the third? I said, wait a minute. Wait. The only thing I said was that I felt like, she gave you the break that you said that you needed. So I was just agreeing with her in the fact that she gave you the break that you said that you needed. This man went off on me. Literally went off on me. And I'm not submissive. I'm not okay. I'm not the okay type of person. I'm not like that. I said, listen, at the end of the day, and I said this with a big, like, an attitude. I said, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I said what I said, and what the fuck? I don't understand why everybody here is talking. I said what the fuck I said. I agreed with her. He turned around and he punched me dead in my face, and I started fighting this man back. you don't fight these people back because they will beat you like a fucking piece of crap. Okay? I don't know if I'm allowed to show the picture.
Yeah,
Um,
just be careful of the boobs.
yeah, it's not, no, it doesn't show none of that.
No cleavage.
I bring it through the screenshots so that I didn't have to go like all the way down to the year.
Mm. All ar- it's all around her neck. Y'all see that?
All around.
And her face.
I will explain all of this right here. I just want people to see first. And this is how the days went on. This is like days after getting treatment, like ointment and all of it on there. Okay. I lost consciousness. While he was hitting me, I lost consciousness. And they put me in a car. And from what I mean, I'm guessing this is what happened because I was in a totally different place. Okay, so I lost consciousness. And I guess I was put in a car. And when they took me out of the car, from what the doctor is explaining, they must have dragged me through the concrete, and that's how I got like everything here because I had things stuck in my body. Okay, and somebody found me, well, where they laid me, and they called, for me to get help. I was taken to the doctor and everything, and you know it took like a full 3 days for me to know everything that was going on. And by the fourth day, I was calling my the father, my husband, because we're still married, just separated, and explaining to him what happened. I had to tell him everything. You know what I'm saying? He knows everything. My husband knows everything, every single thing. You know what I'm saying? We I didn't leave my husband for TKO. I didn't, you know, leave him because I wanted to be with him. I left and I made a stupid decision. And yes, I completely blame myself, and I am responsible for being stupid. It happens. But I called my husband, and
Take your time. You're good. And everybody, like, we all make stupid decisions in our life. That does not excuse wrong from right. Like, you guys can clearly see what's wrong and what's right. I don't care if I was dumb as fuck and went to live with him and spent all that money. He lied to me. He told me it was going to be for a house. It doesn't matter that I was dumb. It doesn't matter. He thinks that all of us will be so embarrassed that we won't come out and tell the story. He thought that I would never admit to anybody that I was dumb enough to give all that money in that short amount of time to somebody I'd never really known before. But I'm not scared to talk about it. And neither is Island Girl. So whenever you're ready to continue, girl, take as long as you need. Everybody share this live. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. Like, we're trying to help people from falling into the same trap that we both fell into. And we know that it will help some people, and maybe even people who aren't thinking about going to TKO but are in a similar situation or dealing with a narcissistic, manipulative kind of man like this. giving them that strength and courage to get the fuck out of there. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Fine, you don't have to apologize for anything.
Here's my husband's information. They called my husband and they told my husband, you know, what happened, what they knew, because at that moment all they knew was that, they had found me. They didn't know any information of what had happened before or anything. But if you're from Vegas, like it's like a lot of these working girls, it's automatically assumed like, yeah, she's a working girl, shit happens, because it does happen a lot over there. So they explained to my husband the situation, and he like immediately went, because he is my husband, and he immediately went over there to try to find out what was going on. When he gets to the, mind you, like I'm trying to shorten this because I don't want to be here like all night, but there's so much in between. I'm just trying to shorten it as much as I can. So when my husband gets over there, the doctors, because like I said, it took like a 3 or 4 days for me to fully understand what happened. So the doctor tells my husband, are you aware that your wife is pregnant? Remember, I was there for a full 2 months, okay? So he's explaining to my husband, are you aware that your wife is pregnant? Are you aware that your wife is pregnant? My husband is trying to protect me as much as he can and not tell them like everything, like all this, oh, she was, over here working, because he didn't even know what was going on. So he's telling the doctor, no, I wasn't aware, but I'm just gonna wait for my wife to, be able to explain to me what's going on.